We still rolling? Alright, let's talk.
Give like
So
examples.
they don't
Yeah.
label in this study. They don't label it as toxic masculinity. But when you say toxic masculine, it's more a case of when men have to conform to a set of rigid expectations. So when we're told we have to be a certain type of way, like you have to be strong, or we have to behave like a man, then it becomes a kind of culture of toxic masculinity. So for example, sharing our emotions, that's something which would be labeled as not manly, right?
Oh yeah, what is it?
That's indicative to toxic masculinity, the culture. I don't believe in the actual term itself, but if we're going to use it, I would just break it down to the sense of that's what we're referring to.
This is what they say. Just a quick
Go ahead.
read of the definition. The concept of toxic masculinity is used in academics and media discussions of masculinity to refer to certain cultural norms that are associated with harm to society and men themselves. So things that harm society and men themselves is considered toxic masculinity.
So do you feel like, but why is it the burden of man? I don't understand. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, let me delve into that definition as well.
ahead.
When I think of toxic, or I think of toxin, I think of an over concentration of the substance that is too much. Like a moderate amount of something is good, but when you've gone overboard, then that's where it's detrimental to the person and to the people around them. So it's like when they apply it to certain examples, like a man who is too aggressive, is it a very great label to define what masculinity is, just based on he's doing too much of what is considered masculine? I think that's lack of control. If you say someone's a bit too aggressive, or is out of control, or is verbally abusive, they would label that toxic masculinity. And I think that's just a detrimental way of using the term masculine in any way. I think that's
because
almost a ploy.
Because both genders can exhibit aggressiveness, right? And both genders can exhibit lack of control. It's just that what you'll find is in the majority of society, if you are to pick, like, let's say for example, 1 in 100 men, you'll find that almost every single time that guy is the most it's mostly a guy is the most aggressive. On that, the distribution curve, you'll find out most men are more aggressive than
most men are more likely to be imprisoned, more likely to be perpetrators of domestic violence, more likely to rob and commit crime. So I think that's definitely defined.
They've summed it up as, if that's the case, then that means toxic. That means it must be a majority masculine trait. So therefore, it's toxically masculine. I don't know how to otherwise say it, and I don't think it's the right way. I mean, I don't think it's the right way.
I don't either. Because when we look at these sort of when we look at these certain traits that are considered men dominated, so committing crimes is essentially dominated by men more than women. Even though women also commit crime, but it's a specific type of crime, maybe,
and it's always premeditated.
More verbal, or more socially involved, while men it involves a lot more physical violence. So essentially, is it based on how masculine someone is, or just the fact that men are more likely to be physical when it comes to their actions, right? I feel like Given's about to drop something. What I would say is,
go on, finish your point, Jamie.
I would like to say another definition of, I guess, masculinity could be control, right? When someone has control within themselves, within their emotions, that's essentially another attribute to an alpha male. Someone who leads the conversation, leads the group, leads the battlefield, right? If someone can't control their physical need to hit or to be abusive, why isn't that considered someone who lacks that masculine trait? I feel like when it comes to those who are out of control, that's a form of the opposite of masculine.
No.
And a feminine.
I would say it's a masculine deficiency.
Thank you. I wanted to jump there somewhere, but you hit it. There's a lack thereof.
So you're saying basically that your lack thereof of ability to control your male
physical
I don't
expression,
know, physical expression or whatever it is is a feminine trait.
It's the opposite of masculinity.
Or
And whatever that is, feminine.
So the opposite,
is the opposite,
the opposite of masculinity. The opposite of masculinity is femininity. So.
I don't know,
but it makes sense. It makes sense
because
because females are more emotional. So it makes sense.
You know, remember you defined high masculinity and low masculinity, and then further from low masculinity is just feminine traits. So it's the other side of the spectrum. Yeah, I would say that too. So that's why I think the term toxic masculinity is defined wrong. It's like you're associating that uncontrolled mentality with masculine traits when it's essentially the lack of a masculine.
So
there we go.
I hear what you guys are saying, and I think to say it, to summarize the whole thing, it's basically toxic masculinity, as they say, should be called or should be defined as basically men who are feminine but all try to overcompensate with their masculinity to their detriment.
Or the detriment of others.
Yeah. Or the detriment of others.
That's when I wanted us to delve into people's, life. Maybe if they grew up without a father figure or male presence, that would be
what do you think?
an expression that they would carry.